Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Manobodhyanta Chitanenaham, Achashvota Jivena Chagrana Netre, Achavyo Magumi Natejo Navayu, Achavyo Magumi Natejo Navayu, Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Chitananda Rupa Shivoham. Chavdana Samya Navai Panchavayu Navatsapta Dhatur Navapanchakosha Navatmani Padau Nachopastapayu Navatmani Padau Nachopastapayu Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Chitananda Rupa Shivoham, Chitananda Rupa Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to session 10 of, no, 10th of November, session 16. My apologies. I was looking at the wrong numbers. To the advanced series and the third episode of the mantra series as well. So welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your meditations are going well. And if you're incorporating mantras as well now in your meditations, so put a shout out in the chat box, a thumbs up or a yes if you have started using the Sanskrit mantras in your meditation. We just want to get a bit of a gauge or a survey if you have been trying to use them. And if you found a bit of a difference at all, so you can just put it in the chat box. And yeah, just to quickly rehash before we begin today's session, you would have learned last week with me on Wednesday the Ganesha mantra, and we learned about how he is the elephant-headed god of auspiciousness, removing obstacles, innocence, and he basically epitomizes a child. So just remembering or telling ourselves to be childlike and innocent, and there's nothing wrong with that. So there's nothing wrong in being childlike. People might think initially, oh, are you being, childish or anything? But they'll see that childish and childlike are very different things. Childish is when you act silly, or when kids act up and they be a bit foolish or silly. Childlike is when you have that natural curiosity, that joy, and you're just, wanting to just have fun and spread happiness to everyone, as that's what children do. So if you have children yourself, I think they are life's greatest lessons. It's always great to just look back at children and think, how would they react in this situation, or what would they do here, and trying to imbibe that. And if you don't have children, or they're grown up now or anything, just think of what children do and just remember that, and the joy they bring as well. So no matter how old you are, it's remembering those qualities of innocence, wisdom, and joy. And so using those Ganesha mantras, and we also had the Kartikeya and the Nirmal Ganesha. And I can see some yeses. That's really good. And if you haven't been using it, it's completely fine. You guys already are tracking so well. In less than 6 months, you are already starting mantras. Some students don't even really get to that stage till, I think, years on end. So you guys are tracking really well to accept all this knowledge with an open mind. And then on Sunday, you guys would have learned of Diwali. So happy belated Diwali to everyone, especially if you celebrate it quite big at home. As we know, it's traditionally a very big festival for us. If you have grown from a Hindu background, it's like our Christmas, I always say. And I'm sure you've all had lots of sweets, food, gifts. I've had a lot of sweets, and I think my sugar levels have gone up, so I need to exercise more now. But it is a fantastic time of year. And it comes once a year like Christmas, so make the most out of it. And if Christmas is a big thing for you, that's not far away as well. And we will have something very special, Sahaja Yoga related for Christmas, which we will eventually reveal in the coming weeks. So you can see in Sahaja Yoga, we really embrace and accept and appreciate all these key festivals around the world, no matter which religion it comes from, because it has a very significant meaning behind it and a Sahaja Yoga meaning as well. So you would have learned with Auntie Megha on Sunday how Sahaja Yogis are like candles. And when we give realization, we are lighting or enlightening people. And when the more we enlighten people, the more light we're spreading in the world. It's like we're creating or spreading that Diwali around the world as well, which is just positivity, light, triumphing bad and negativities and darkness. So we hope you've enjoyed the last two sessions as well. Today we have Sonika here from Malaysia, and she's going to teach you guys the mantras for the Swadhisthana Chakra. So sit back, relax, enjoy, guys, and I'm going to hand it over to Sonika now.
Thanks, Rachita, for the lovely start. I'm really happy to be here with all of you again. And I hope everyone is doing well and had a very nice celebrations on Diwali and enjoying your meditations, daily meditations. So today we will be talking about Brahmadeva Saraswati. In the last session on the mantra series, we had a bit of who is Shri Ganesha. Rachita has already, she has given a brief recap that who is Shri Ganesha and what are his qualities which we should, try to imbibe within us. So, and now today we'll learn about the second energy center, which is Swadhisthana, the deity which governs the Swadhisthana Chakra. So the qualities which we will imbibe from that deity. So before that, I want to explain you who is the presiding deities on Swadhisthana Chakra. The Swadhisthana Chakra is your second energy centers on which you can see on the thumbs. Okay. So if today's session, I hope you will feel something here when we will be reciting the mantras. Okay. So mantras are a very good form of doing meditation because mantras and the Kundalini go hand in hand. So mantras are basically in Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is the language of God, is the language of Kundalini. So she understands this language. And when you say this mantras from your heart, you will see the difference. But it should come from your heart, and you should have a pure desire and the heart to say that mantra. So Brahmadeva Saraswati. So you can see the Brahmadeva who is sitting on the lotus. So this actually lotus arises from the Nabhi of Shri Vishnu, who is the deity which resides in the Nabhi Chakra. So Brahmadeva is the creator of the whole universe. So after Adishakti created the Ganesha, when she spread the auspiciousness and innocence in all over the world, Shri Brahmadeva wanted to create the whole universe for all of us to live. The mountain, the earth, the planets, everything which you see around, which is living process for human being, for us to sustain our life very happily and peacefully. He created the whole universe, the whole Brahmand. So the power of Brahmadeva is the power. You can see the lady sitting in the white sari. Maybe you cannot see the color because it's a black and white, but she is wearing a pure white color sari, holding a veena in her hands. So everything, whatever you're seeing in the picture, has some significance. So Shri Saraswati, she is the goddess of knowledge, the pure knowledge. So knowledge about yourself, knowledge about the divine, knowledge about your own mother Kundalini. So she gives us that pure knowledge. She is the goddess of knowledge. If you can see in her hand, you can see the book. She's holding a book in her hand, okay, which represents the knowledge, okay, is a symbol of knowledge and the creativity. Then she is holding veena in her hand. So this veena is the first instrument used for the gods, for, like music, for the classical music. So it was the first instrument. That also I come to know since few days back when I was studying about Brahmadeva Saraswati. So she's holding veena in her hand, which represents, the arts and the music, the creative side within us. Okay. And in her other hand, she's holding a rosary, which represents that we have to be like a saintly person from inside, not just by wearing clothes or something outside, but from inside. So, which means like we have to be detached from our personal, like lots of attachments, which we sometimes get engulfed into it. And she's wearing the white sari. So white sari represents the purity. She is the goddess of purity. So lots of things to tell about her, but I'll not speak much about her now. I want to show a very sweet, cute video about the Brahmadeva Saraswati song, which we normally is shown to the kids. But it's a very nice video where it will show actually what does Brahmadeva Saraswati gives to us and what does they teach to us. So let us see that song together, and then we'll continue more on this. Rachita, can we play that video?
So the basis of all creativity of Saraswati is love.
Saraswati, Brahmadeva, Saraswati, please teach us how to sing. How to sing, how to sing. Please teach us how to sing. Shri Brahmadeva, Saraswati, Brahmadeva, Saraswati, please teach us how to dance. How to dance, how to dance. Please teach us how to dance. Shri Brahmadeva, Saraswati, Brahmadeva, Saraswati, please teach us how to act. How to act, how to act. Please teach us how to act. Brahmadeva, Saraswati, Brahmadeva, Saraswati, please teach us how to paint. How to paint, how to paint. Please teach us how to paint. Shri Brahmadeva, Saraswati, Brahmadeva, Saraswati, please teach us how to paint.
So that was the small, very cute video, like how and what we should imbibe from Brahmadeva and Saraswati and what they teach us. So it was very short and, you can remember that, they teach us how to sing, they teach us how to dance, they teach us how to act, they teach us how to read. And the best thing, they teach us how to meditate. So that was actually the qualities which they shower on us, they bestow on us. And those are the quality which we should ask for in our meditation. So let's go to the next slide. Okay. So I think most of you all know this, like Swadhisthana is the second chakra, represent on your thumb. Okay. It has 6 petals and the element is fire. And the qualities are creativity, is your pure knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, the knowledge of your Kundalini. Then it's pure attention. It gives you like an artistic thing, like you become very good in art, music, poetry, anything, any field of creativity. And also aesthetics. So these are the qualities of Swadhisthana Chakra. So the next, we'll talk about the mantras. Okay. So in the last session on the mantra series by Rachita, she already explained there's a format of every mantra which we speak. Okay. Is formed through the deity, the power. So you can see this picture on the left side of our Swadhisthana, which is the lower abdomen. Okay, it represents your Nirmal Vidya. What is Nirmal Vidya? So the Nirmal Vidya is the pure knowledge of the divine, is the knowledge of your Mother Kundalini. Okay, so when we say this mantra, you will just replace Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati with Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Nirmal Vidya Sakshat, Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. So this would be the mantra of the left side. And the English meaning you can see is Amen, O Divine Mother Shri Mataji, verily you are Shri Nirmal Vidya. Salutations to you. Similarly, on the right side, which is on the lower abdomen, where we put our ice pack, if you remember, for the liver, which gets heated up. So the mantra for this is pure attention. So Nirmal Chit. Nirmal Chit means pure attention. So Nirmal means the pure. And as I said, Brahmadeva Saraswati, the Saraswati, she wears white, but which represents the purity. So we have to ask for pure attention. So the mantra for that will be Shri Nirmal Chitta. Okay. And in the center of our lower abdomen, in the Swadhisthana Chakra, is Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati, the deity. So we can say the mantra similarly. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati Sakshat, Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Maybe in the starting, you will feel that what is left, what is right, what is center, it's okay. Everyone takes their own time. It's okay. We will be giving you all this knowledge and these documents you can go through anytime. So these are the mantras for Swadhisthana, which we will be using today in our meditations. So, but before that, we will start our meditation from Ganesha mantra, which you have learned last time. We'll revise that little bit and we'll go through the Ganesha mantra first, because Ganesha is the first thing which was created, the auspicious thing. He is the one who helps the Kundalini to rise. He is the one who removes all the obstacles, as mentioned by Rachita. So we will pray to Shri Ganesha first, and then we'll go to Swadhisthana mantras. Okay, I think lots of knowledge. So let's gain some knowledge through our meditation. And we'll go to the next slides, Rachita. And I think this is, yeah. So this is covered. I'll just, the affirmations are mentioned. Like, what are the affirmations? There's no hard and fast, like you have to tell the affirmations like this. So it's very easy way. You can just say, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. This is the affirmation after the mantras. You can say, okay, the next on the right side, on the center. Okay. Okay, right side. So the Nirmal Chit. Nirmal Chit means pure attention. So we can ask in our affirmation that, please give me the pure attention or purify my attention. Okay. And the third center, yeah, we'll ask for Mother, please take away all my thoughts and doubts and give me the inner peace. As you are the creator and the doer, I do nothing. So these are the affirmations of Center Swadhisthana. And now it's time to meditate. I hope everyone is ready, not confused. And let us start by raising our Kundalini and putting ourselves in the bandhans. Mataji. Just sit back, relaxed, wherever you are. And slowly close your eyes. Take 2-3 deep breaths. And we'll place both our hands on the Mother Earth or towards the Mother Earth. If you're sitting on the chair, let's place both our hands on the Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Earth, please give me the necessary temperament to do today's meditation. Mother, please remove all the problems and obstacles coming in this meditation. With your attention on the base of your spine, which is the Mooladhara Chakra, the Mool Adhar of your body, of your subtle system. We'll pray, Mother, please make us like Shri Ganesha, who is the embodiment of innocence, auspiciousness, wisdom, Mother, please make me like Shri Ganesha. Let me imbibe the qualities of Shri Ganesha. Here we will take the mantra for Shri Ganesha Sakshat. We'll take it 4 times. As the petal, there is 4 of Mooladhara. So we'll recite that mantra 4 times. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We'll bring back both our hands on our lap. So it's very good to start with Shri Ganesha mantra. Start with the affirmation for Mooladhara Chakra. With the left hand on your lap, we'll place your right hand on the left side, on the lower abdomen. This is the place for a pure desire a pure knowledge. We'll take the mantra for Shri Nirmal Vidya, which means the pure knowledge. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Vidya Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Mother, verily you are Shri Nirmal Vidya within us. Please help me to imbibe those beautiful qualities of Shri Nirmal Vidya. Make me knowledgeable about my own Kundalini, about the divine, how it works. Mother, please give me that pure knowledge. Now we'll bring back our right hand on our lap and let us place our left hand on the right side of the lower abdomen, where you put your ice pack during meditation or futsuk sometimes. That is the place of your attention, which is liver. Mother, please purify my attention. You are the creator of this universe. You do everything. I do nothing. Mother, please give me the pure attention. We'll take the mantra for Shri Nirmal Chit. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Chit Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. O Divine Mother, verily you are Shri Nirmal Chit. Salutations to you, obeisance to you. We'll bring back our left hand on our lap and we'll place our right hand on the center, Swadhisthana, the lower abdomen, in the center. This is the place for Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati. We'll say the mantra for Shri Brahmadeva, Saraswati Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Mother, verily you are Shri Brahmadeva and Saraswati. Please bestow the power of creativity, the power of pure knowledge, the power of pure attention. Please bestow all these beautiful qualities in my Swadhisthana. That's the only desire I have today. We'll place our right hand on our center heart here. When Mother Kundalini comes to the center heart, when she awakens all her power within our center heart, we become fearless. We become confident. We become a very loving person who can permeate into other beings. Mother, please keep bestowing those beautiful qualities to make me confident and a fearless person. Please make me a beautiful person, a loving person. We'll place our right hand on our forehead and just bend our forehead. This is the Agya Chakra. This is a very narrow gate, the door to heaven. And the only mantra here is forgiveness, humility. So when we have lots of knowledge, we tend to get lots of ego because we are having so much of knowledge. But we don't want that, because once you get that ego, your knowledge is not useful anymore. So we have to sacrifice that ego and superego. Mother, I surrender my thoughts, my action, which give rise to ego or conditionings within me. I surrender my ego and conditionings. And we'll just say the beach mantra for this energy center. We'll say hum and sham 3 times. Hum, sham, hum, sham, hum, sham. So hum means we are the collective, and sham means forgive. So when we are between these two, then only we can rise higher. We can bring back our right hand on our lap. And with your attention on the Sahasrara chakra, the top of your head, with only one desire, Mother, please give me the complete union with the divine. That's the only desire I have. We'll meditate for a few minutes on music for some time at Sahasrara to enjoy this blissful stage of our own awareness. let us start and enjoy let us listen to the talk by Shri Mataji. And can we have the talk with Rachita?
So the basis of all creativity of Saraswati is love. Actually, when you turn your eyes here and there, when your attention is here and there, it's nothing but your ego is trying to overpower it. So like that, try to permeate into each other and see the beauty, and you'll enjoy yourself the best, because that is the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that is to be achieved. Because this ego, makes you like a nutshell, and you just cannot have a rapport with that beauty of permeation. And just see how the notes move into each other. So the basis of all creativity of Saraswati is love. If there is no love, there is no creativity. It's even in the deeper sense. If you see, people who have created all the scientific things are also out of love for the masses, not for themselves. Nobody has produced anything for themselves. If they make something for themselves, it has to become for universal use, otherwise it has no meaning. Even if you say atom bomb and all these things are created from science, they are also very protective. If they had not created those, people would not have taken out their minds from war. Now nobody can think of having a big war. Of course they are having cold wars, but that also will gradually stop when they will be fed up of it. So all the activity on the right hand side of Saraswati basically has to end up in love, starts with love and ends up in love. Whichever does not end up in love, coils up and finishes up. It just disappears. So you can see that even matter which is not used for love just finishes up. The basis has to be love. Otherwise, all such matter that we create, which has angularity, which is not fitting into the mass media, which is not appealing to the masses. Of course, it takes time. We have seen that it takes time. But it has that tendency always to disappear in the thin air as soon as you find it does not appeal to the masses. Now this love that we talk of, this great love of God we talk of, we know that it for definite through vibrations. People do not have vibrations, but still you can feel the vibrations in a very unconscious way. All the great paintings of the world have vibrations. All the great creative works of the world have vibrations. Only those who have vibrations have been sustained by time. Otherwise all other things are destroyed. There must have been monuments and horrible statues and horrible things that have been created long time back, but were all destroyed by nature, and they could not stand the impact of the Kala, that is the destructive power of time. So all that is sustaining, all that is nurturing, all that is ennobling comes from this sense of love which is within us, very much developed, but within others also who are not yet realized. Ultimately the whole world has to realize that one has to go to that ultimate love of God, otherwise it has no meaning. Saraswati cleanses all that is impure in nature, while with our brain activity we are spoiling all that. All our brain activity goes against pure intelligence. And that's what one has to understand, that this pure intelligence is not to be soiled by our thinking. Our thinking can make us so bumptious, so ego-oriented, so impure, that we can really eat the poison and say, what's wrong? Just the opposite of Saraswati. If Saraswati is within us, she gives us subuddhi, wisdom. And that's why to worship Saraswati, to worship Surya, we must have that clear vision as to what we have to be, what we are doing, what filth we are living in, what our mind is getting into. After all, we are here for emancipation and not for just pampering our ego and living with our filth that is with us. So this light should come within us and we should try to rise above our own mental filth which is being created around us. Apart from that, you have to go higher and understand that there is within us a thing called ego. And this ego is false, absolute false. You do not do anything. Actually, when you turn your eyes here and there, when your attention is here and there, it's nothing but your ego is trying to overpower everything. But actually, ego is an absolute falsehood, because there's only one ego, and that is of God Almighty, Mahat Ahankara. There is no really any ego that exists. It's a myth. It's a very big myth. Because if you start thinking, you are doing everything, you are doing this, you are doing that, which you are not doing, then this nonsensical ego comes in and you start working it out. It can project in every direction. When it projects forward, it overpowers others, it tries to dominate others, tries to kill others, becomes cruel. When it moves right side, it becomes supraconscious. It starts seeing things which are absurd, which are foolish, which are stupid. When it moves left side, then it starts seeing things, yourself as a big man, as a big Christ, or as a big Devi, or something. They are Adi Gurus and I am very great personality. That's left side. When it moves backwards, that's the dangerous one. When people become gurus, which are ruining other people. When the ego moves backwards, then they become gurus. They themselves have lots of defects in themselves, and they try to pull people into those horrible stuff, which is described as absolute narka. That's how is the movement of ego on all the sides. Now, when people try to use their right vishuddhi, that is to talk about themselves, is the worst of all. Whatever type of ego you may have, if you start boasting about it and talking about it, that it encircles, thickens the walls of ego so much that it is impossible to penetrate into that, because that such a person is completely satisfied with himself and he believes that he is true. And once he starts believing into a nonsense like that, is an impossibility. It's an impossibility to penetrate. So when you boast about these things or you talk big, be careful. You see, you know what I am, but how many times do I say I am that? Even if I say once, it makes tremendous vibrations for you. But how many times do I say so? At the most, if you say something, I say to him, yes, but I don't say that. If I say it loudly, I don't know what may happen. The whole thing might be blasted with me. So one has to understand that Mahat Ahankara is the one that acts, that works, that really. Sometimes I shout at you, immediately all the bhoots run away. Just once I shout. Yesterday you saw all the bhoots that were coughing. They all ran. Yesterday just I stopped. So you should understand that now as you are realized souls, you can also do the soul. Use your right vishuddhi to shout at yourself. Now will you please stop boasting? Will you stop talking all this nonsense? Will you stop showing off? Then it will stop. Now this thickening takes place by people who really are active, they want to do something about it. Not that they are not active, they want to do it. But they know only one way is to act through talking. They don't understand that there are inner ways by which you control it much more. Because they don't want to take to that, they take to this talking. And once they take to talking and they talk about it, the whole power flows out. But if they do not talk about it and keep it within themselves, it's all right, you can tell me about your experiences or anything, but if you start telling others and talking about it too much, then the powers that you have got will be all disappearing gradually from you. And you will just come down to absolutely lowest level. So one should not too much talk that I have this power, or I see this, or I do this, which is a very wrong thing. I warn you, don't try to show off. You can talk about my powers, it's all right. But don't try to talk about your powers. When it comes, of course, to talk to somebody who is a negative person, or to tell somebody, then you should say that we, not I, we have, some of us have felt this power within us. We have seen people. It may be you only, but you need not say I have. What you have to say, we. Then you become the Mahatahankara. When you say we, yes, some of us, we do. Like in Gregor's book also, I saw to it that he should not have many I's, but he should have we. We think, we do, we. Means the whole collective being, the whole collective organism, living organism of Sahaja Yogis. So you should say, yes, some of us have got. That means you put yourself down, but put all others above you. Say, yes, some of us have, I know some people have this. That's the way one should do it. Because if you have to overpower your ego, you must allow it to spread into everybody else. That's how you will make it perfectly alright. Make it spread. We all Sahaja Yogis. We all. But that pride is not there. I've seen that pride is not there. Still it is very individualistic. If you start thinking, we Sahaja Yogis, then what happens? That you become one personality, one organization. But the person will look down upon other people, will see that this person is low, that person is higher, that person is there. But he will not think, we the Sahaja Yogis, how beautiful we are. We, the body of Sahaja Yoga, how beautiful we are. So always think in the words of we. So your ego will become much less, much less, much less. And the same ego which looked so funny and absurd will form tomorrow, the Ekadashi. Today's individual ego will merge into Ekadashi. But we all must remember to say we all the time. So that is how we have to take a mood by which we should think of one personality, all of us together. All of us together. And anybody tries to be something separate or different, he'll drop it. I'll drop him. Whatever it will drop it. So you just don't worry. Anybody who tries to be singled out or anything, everybody must do whatever they like, to nurture the whole, to help the whole, to emancipate the whole, but not to in any way put anyone down or less. Because this is not the way the Sahaja Yoga is. Sahaja Yoga only works in collectivity. And the one who has developed this permeating spirit is a real Sahaja Yoga. Who has not, is not. Whatever you may think of yourself, I have nothing to say. But this permeating personality, which moves from places to places, whether you talk or not, like your mother is. Whether I meet you or not makes no difference, but I am permeating through all of you. By little things also, I am there with you. So like that, try to permeate into each other and see the beauty, and you will enjoy yourself the best, because that is the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that is to be achieved. Because this ego, makes you like a nutshell, and you just cannot have a rapport with that beauty of permeation. And just see how the notes move into each other. It will be a great idea today. It's a great thing today we have to having puja dhulya. Like the dhulya means the dust. And one day I had written in childhood a poem, I remember. It was an interesting poem it was. I don't know where it's lost, but we said that I want to be like a dust particle, which moves with the wind. It goes everywhere, can go sit on the head of a king, or can go and fall at the feet of someone. It can go and sit on a little flower, and it can go and sit everywhere. But I want to be a particle of dust that is fragrant, that is nourishing, that is enlightening. Like that. I had written a very beautiful poem. I must have been about 7 years of age, I remember, to be a dust particle. I remember that very clearly, long time back, that I should be a dust particle so that I'll permeate into people, which is a very big thing to become a dust particle of that kind. To that whatever you touch, you see, that becomes enlivened. Whatever you just feel, that has fragrance. It's such a great thing to be like that. And that was my desire, and it has been achieved. At that young age, I had this idea of becoming a dust particle, and today, just while talking to you, I remembered that I wanted to be that, and that is what this place is. And Raoul is like that. She's a very simple woman, and she lives like a very simple person, but she has a sense of permeation. And now there are so many Sahajogis yesterday who came. I'm sure they'll take it up, Sahaja Yoga, very well. And there are lots of Sahajogis from Dhulia now, and I'm sure there are going to be more people. I hope you have met all of them. Make friends with all of them. Try to know them, who they are. They may not know English, so get somebody to translate. Talk to them and be nice to them. Be friendly with them. I want you to meet them for permeation. You should know who are the people here, who are in Nasi, because somehow we never meet the Sahajogis, you see, who are in that particular place. And when we go back, we have only 1 or 2 addresses. It's not a good idea. Try to see how many people there are, ask about their questions about them and all that. This permeation is only possible when your ego starts permeating all around. This is the way to overcome the problems of the right side, and that is how to worship Saraswati. Because Saraswati has a veena in her hand, and that veena is the primordial instrument which she plays, like music. And the music penetrates into the heart. You don't know how it goes into you and how it works out. And that's how a person who is a Sahajogi should permeate like music into everything. She has so many qualities, as I told you, it cannot be described in one lecture. But one of the greatest qualities of hers is that she ends up into subtler things. Like the Mother Earth will end up into fragrance. Music will enter into melodies. Like that, whatever she creates ends up into something later. Matter, whatever she produces, ends up into aesthetics. If matter does not have aesthetics, then it is gross. Like that, everything. Now, you will say, what is water? Water becomes the river Ganges. These are the subtler. So, the matter gets into subtler things because it has to permeate. It has to permeate. So, everything, whatever it is, and the best of all is the air. That air becomes the vibrations. So you can see how whatever has come out from this matter, from these 5 elements, becomes that subtle thing. Of course, the left side and right side, both work it out, because the love has to work on this, and when love acts on matter, it becomes that. And that is how one has to look at your own lives to make it a beautiful combination of love and matter. May God bless you.
So that was the wonderful and beautiful talk. Let us meditate for a while and try to absorb what Shri Mataji has taught about Shri Saraswati, So we'll close our eyes. Both the hands on the lap. Mother, please make me like a particle of dust, which is fragrant, which is nourishing, which is enlightening, and which is permeating into other beings. So beautiful lines. We can raise our Kundalini slowly up to a Sahasrara. Few times. Mother, please make me such that I permeate whatever I do, whatever I say, without any I-ness, without any ego. Let this I-ness be merged into the we. Let us thanks to our Mother Kundalini. With the folded hands, thanks to Shri Mataji for this beautiful knowledge and the experience. We can slowly open our eyes. Whenever you are ready, and let us raise our Kundalini. And put ourselves in the bandhan. Rachita, can we go through the bandhan request if you have any before we end this session?
Yep, sounds good. So thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you so much. Also, Sonika Didi, that was a wonderful, beautiful session. I'm also feeling very blissed out, so I hope you all are as well. We won't chit-chat too much now because it's good we find after these sessions to maintain the quietness. So we've just had a request for putting on a couple of bandhans for some of our fellow yogis. So it's always a nice way to support each other in that sense, you know, when someone is in a bit of trouble or just needs that extra vibrational support or boost. So if you ever feel you need that yourself as well, don't hesitate to personally message one of us or Monica, or put it in the group if you're not too shy. And it's just a way to sometimes surrender a problem and just detaching it from yourself sometimes instead of getting overwhelmed by it. So the first person we are just going to give a bandhan for. So bandhan is just taking your left hand, your right index finger, and using it like a slate to write. So we're going to write Reena, Reena, and then Vandayar, it's her surname, Vandayar. So I believe this is Auntie Reena, I think, who's very active in our groups. I hope it's the right one. It's usually a very common name. So you can just write Reena if you want, it's fine. Because your attention knows, the divine knows who we're referring to or who it's meant to correct. So don't get bogged down too much by the details. So just do about 7 times. And you can even take that moment to feel what vibration you feel. You know, is it cool? Is it warm? Cool just generally means like, oh, don't even worry, this problem will get resolved. Warm just means that, okay, there's something there that needs a bit of work on or correction, and it'll just take a little bit of time to get better, but it will eventually as well. So we'll just wipe that off. The second one we're just doing is Reena's dad. So you can just write Reena's dad, or his name is Johnny, Johnny. Vandayar, same surname, Vandayar. So Vandayar. Or you can just write Reena's dad, Reena's father. So apparently he's not well. So we'll just 7 times. Let's give it a bandhan. Just wipe that as well. And the last one we have here is Samaria. So I'll spell this for you guys. It's Samaria. So SA and like Maria, Samaria. And the surname is Ramani, Ramani. It's also in the chat box, guys. Thanks for that, Rupina. They did that if you need to see the name. So again, I've not been told the reasons, but it's okay. Sometimes it's just good not to know the reasons so we don't get too left-sided or worried about it. Just give that name a bandhan and just say, Mother, you look after this person. Okay, and that's it. So on that note, thank you everyone for joining us. We'll leave a little bit of music playing if you wish to continue to meditate. And we'll see you on Sunday to learn about the mantras for the Nabhi Chakra, so the 3rd energy center. And as you can see, we're working our way up to learn about each one. We'll post the resources by tomorrow for what you've learned in these past few sessions of the mantra. So each week we're progressing, and we'll send you the material to show how we're progressing each week with these Sanskrit mantras. So thank you again, and thank you to Sonika. Thank you everyone and all behind the scenes. Have a good night or good day ahead, and we'll see you soon.
बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो माता सरस्वती शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा माता शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा विद्यादानी दयानी दुःखहरिणी जगत जननी ज्वालामुखी माता सरस्वती शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा माता शारदा 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 हे माता सरस्वती शारदा शारदा विद्यादानी दयानी दुःखहरिणी जगत जननी ज्वालामुखी माता सरस्वती शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा शारदा विद्यादानी दयानी दुःखहरिणी जगत जननी ज्वालामुखी माता सरस्वती शारदा सुदृष्टि कीजे सुदृष्टि कीजे सुदृष्टि सेवक जान अपना इतना वरदान दीजे तान ताल और आलाप बुद्धि अलंकार शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा शारदा माता सरस्वती शारदा कीजे सुदृष्टि सेवक जान अपना इतना वरदान दीजे तान ताल और आलाप बुद्धि अलंकार शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा हे माता सरस्वती शारदा 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 तदानि दानि तोम तननन देरना तदानि दानि तोम तननन देरना तदानि दानि तोम तननन देरना तननन देरना udani dani tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani dani tom tanana derana tanana derana udani dani tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani dani odatana ni tatana ni tatana odatana ni tatana ni tata tadim dim tanana tadim dim tanana tadim dim tanana tanaderana tanana dir 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 tom dir 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 dani da tadina kadna da da kadna takadina kranta da tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani dani tom tanana derana tanana derana udani dani tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani da odatana ni tatana tadim dim tanana tadim dim tanana tadim dim tanana tanaderana tanana dir 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 tom dir 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 dani da kadina kadna kranda kadda takadina kranda da tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani dani tom tanana derana tadani dani tom tadani dani tom tadani dani tom